Welcome back to the #1 sportscast in the world, where we give full card predictions and a betting breakdown. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and share this video as well. UFC 290, Volkanovski vs. Rodriguez, International Fight Week. I'm looking forward to breaking down this card. But before we do that, let's go ahead and recap UFC Vegas 76 along with our bets.
And I'm happy to do it again, Martin, because it was another winning week for this show, putting us on 3 straight winning weeks and 5 out of the last 7. Things are going good for us, and it was another winning week. Like I said, man, our picks did go 7-5, a little bit tough on the picks there, but our bets go 3-1 for positive 0.8 units. Our only loss was Bonfim going under 1.5 rounds, him getting finished in that first round. Definitely was a surprise, dude. A great card, in my opinion, though. Strickland absolutely put Abu Magomedov on fraud alert. He exposed him big time in that first round. We hit our moneyline bet on him. We also hit our moneyline bet on Renat Fakhretdinov against Kevin Lee. He almost killed Kevin Lee with that choke, man. I was worried for his health. That was an easy bet. I love when the moneyline bets, Martin, are super easy and not a sweat. So that was good. And then we had the Guram Kutalaze fight. Starts round 3. We hit that as well. Like I said, pushing our bets to 3-1 for another winning week. Looking to keep it going on this stacked card.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, all the odds are from Tapology.com and are subject to change. Opening up the card in the lightweight division, we have Kamuela, the Jauregui Kirk. He's 11-5. The slide underdog at a plus 165. He's 29 years old, and he's taking on Esteban El Gringo Ribovics. He's 11-1. The moderate favorite at a minus 195. He's 27 years old. FE.
Yeah, man, pretty interesting matchup to start the card here. I'm looking forward to it because on one side we have Ribovics, who in my opinion will be the very clear, better striker, in my opinion, have more volume and will throw with more power than Kirk here. Kirk, more of an upright kickboxer, more of a grappler really, but keeps his hands really low, and he needs to get this fight on the ground, or else I think that Ribovics is going to catch him, man. Ribovics showed a good enough takedown defense and takedown get-ups, you could say, in his last fight, to where I think that he'll be able to keep this fight standing. And you know, he's 11-1, 11 finishes, man, 6 KOs, 5 subs. This guy's a finisher, 100% finish rate. I do think that he wins inside the distance, and we're going to see violence to start the card, honestly.
Next up, in the flyweight division, we have Shannon, the Turkish Delight Ross. He's 13-7. The slide underdog at a plus 175. He's 34 years old, 5'6" with a 66-inch reach. And he's taking on Jesus Aguilar. He's 8-2. The moderate favorite at a minus 215. He's 27 years old, 5'4" with a 62-inch reach. FE.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty surprised at that money line because it is a fight between 2 lower-level UFC fighters, dude. Both these guys don't have a UFC win, and man, I'm just not impressed by either guy here. So we have Aguilar, who's very small for the division, really small guy, and I've just never really been impressed with his striking, to whereas Ross, he's 0-2 in the UFC, and he's been getting lit up in every single UFC fight he's had, or at least UFC-level fight he's had. Got lit up on the Contender Series and got lit up in his last fight against Clayton Rodriguez. And his striking defense is really bad, so I don't rate the striking from Jesus Aguilar that good, but against someone that, again, like Shannon Ross, who has very bad striking defense and keeps his head on the center line all fight, who knows, he might look like he does. I can't touch this fight on any money line here, but I am going to pick Ross here. He's very durable. I know he could take a punch on his Contender Series. He was having more success landing counter strikes. He's going to have a reach advantage in this fight. Give me Shannon Ross to win a decision, an underdog pick that I am not confident. I am not betting this fight. Like I said, a pretty low-level UFC fight.
Next up in the bantamweight division, we have Cameron MSP Saaiman. He's 8-0, a huge favorite at a minus 480. He's 22 years old, and he's taking on Terrence Mitchell. He's 15-2. His odds at a plus 350. He's 33 years old. FE.
Yeah, man, this is a theme of the card, and this kicks it off. These money lines are so wide, dude. Minus 400 on Saaiman here, minus 450 around that area. And I get it, man. He's probably going to crush this guy. This guy Mitchell's coming in on short notice, coming out of Alaska FC. He's probably the worst region you can come out of. You know, there's a lot of regional MMA in the United States, and Alaska is probably the worst, I'll be honest. I mean, who can you really fight out there? The level of competition is tough, man. It's tough to get good fights, good competition out there. You can't really blame the guy. Terrence Mitchell, 15 wins, I believe, and all finishes. He has a 100% finish rate in all of his wins, but I don't think that's going to be able to finish Cameron Saaiman. Very good prospect, Cameron Saaiman. Good striking, very good grappling. He's quick on the feet. He mixes it up both well. He's very well rounded, and I think that Mitchell will need to out-grapple Saaiman to win this fight. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think that Saaiman's going to finish this fight club and sub round 2. So give me Cameron Saaiman to sub him in that second round.
Next up in the flyweight division, we have Edgar Pitbull Chavez. He's 10-4, a huge underdog at a plus 600. He's 27 years old, 5'7", with a 72-inch reach, and he's taking on Tatsuro Taira. He's 13-0, a huge favorite, minus 910 at some books. He's 23 years old, 5'7", with a 70-inch reach. FE.
Yeah, man, and when you have gambling money lines that wide, you gotta approach the fight in a different direction, because obviously you're not gaining anything by putting Tatsuro Taira on your parlay at minus 900 or higher. So you gotta figure, over under method of victory. Is gonna submit him or is he gonna knock him out? But bro, Chavez is not a scrub. I'll be honest, man, he's not bad at all. He is fighting on short notice. I think that's really baked into this money line. He's fighting on 10 days notice here. We had talked about Taira a few weeks ago where his opponent pulled out on weight day. So Taira actually did have to cut the weight margin. So this would be his second weight cut in, I believe, 10 days. It's tough, man. 23 years old, but this kid's a beast, man. A grappling ace, undefeated, 13-0, 10 finishes. And if he gets you on the mat, man, he's going to finish you. This guy's a very smart grappler, very good grappler. And he's decent on the feet, man. It's not like his stand-up is bad or anything. He's a pretty good stand-up striker as well. Like I said, though, Chavez is a very long fighter. We saw him do good against someone that was a good opponent in Clayton Carpenter on the Contender Series. He made that a dog fight, Martin. So Taira's going to have to watch out for those knees up the middle by Chavez. Dude, Chavez is long, tall striker for the division. But I do think that he will be able to get him down. And once he does get him down, pass his guard and probably find a ground and pound finish or a submission on the mat. What do you think about this one?
I mean, the odds say it all, and I think Tatsuro wins this because of speed. I think his speed is effective in defensive strategies. He's got faster punches, he can slip punches, he can parry strikes, or he can block with precision. This allows him to conserve energy, by minimizing his impact of attacks while waiting for opponents, to launch their own counter attacks. Simply endurance and recovery. I think while speed doesn't guarantee victory, it does provide a fighter with numerous advantages, and Tatsuro is going to have numerous advantages, and I think he takes this easy.
Yeah, man, if you look at how Clayton Carpenter was able to take down Chavez in that second round, once he did take him down, Chavez was a little bit tired by then. He was able to pass his guard, move to a good position right away. And I think, like you said, Taira will have that speed once they do initiate the grappling exchanges. It's just that money line is wide, man. They're making it like as if Chavez was a bum. But he's not, man. I'll be honest. That line is way too wide for me to be gambling or parlaying. But give me Tatsuro Taira to continue to be undefeated and get another finish via, let's go, second round submission.
Next up in the light heavyweight division, we have Jimmy Crute. He's 12-3-1. Near even at some books at a minus 115. He's 27 years old, 6'2", with a 74-inch reach. And he's taking on Alonzo Atomic Menifield. He's 13-3-1, a minus 105 in some books. He's 6 foot with a 76-inch reach. FE.
Yeah, man, the rematch, bro. We've already seen this fight, and we all saw how it played out. Alonzo Menifield almost knocks out Jimmy Crute after getting taken down over and over and over again, but getting up over and over and over again. So super excited to see this fight. But right away, dude, I have to mention the 9-year age gap. It's kind of a theme so far. There's been 3 fights that we've talked about so far where I have failed to mention the huge age gaps, dude. In that Mitchell and Saaiman fight, there's an 11-year age gap to Saiman's favor. And in the Pacquiao-Petrino fight, there's a 9-year age gap to Petrino's favor. So in this fight, Crute will be 9 years younger. So I think that he will be able to get Alonzo Menifield down again. It's just that he gassed out last time, even though the fight was in Australia, where we saw Menifield be the one have to travel all that, super long travel, cut the weight over there. And then he actually kind of gassed out too. If it wasn't for a fence grab point deduction, he would have won that fight. So, man, I do want to pick Menifield to win via knockout because Crute's striking defense is non-existent, dude. He keeps his head on the center line all the time. And he just eats punches with his face. And that's something you don't want to do against someone like Alonzo Menifield, dude. This guy can crack. He has a lot of power. And I don't mind the underdog shot on Menifield here. But I do think that the grappling from Crute will be too much. Give me Crute to win via... I'm going decision. I think that's a hot take. But give me a decision to win this fight. The fight goes a distance.
Next up in the women's strawweight division, we have Yazmin Jauregui. She's 10-0, a minus 420. She's 24 years old, 5'3", with a 64-inch reach. And she's taking on Denise D. Gomes. She's 7-2, a moderate underdog at a plus 320. She's 23 years old, 5'2", with a 63-inch reach. FE.
Flag on the play, dude. This money line makes no sense, but this will be a banger of a women's MMA fight, dude. I can't wait for this fight. I'm super pumped to see these two girls bang because, bro, they are brawlers. Jauregui, we all know she's a very good technical striker, man. Her hands are so fast. Her combinations are so slick, so clean, and she's very good on the feet, dude. She's fighting Gomes, who's a beast, man. This girl's rocking neck tattoos. Very strong and powerful. She really uses her power in her fights, and she impressed me in that Loma Luke Boomy fight, man. She showed off her wrestling in that fight. She had, pretty good, decent enough stand-up, in that fight against a Muay Thai fighter in Loma Luke Boomy. And, she looked good in her last fight. But, dude, both girls coming off finishes in their last fight. But, man, Yazmin Jauregui, I do think is probably the better striker and probably can win and get ahead on the points on the feet. It's just that line is way too wide for me, man. I'm actually thinking about taking an underdog shot here on Gomes, man. I feel like the rest of the card is stacked with bangers, and this is really going to kick it off the card to me. What are your thoughts on this one?
My first thoughts, for me, I like the over, and I'll tell you why. I think this is going to be a banger, like you said. It's going to be two girls striking back. The thing is, I think Yazmin is the more experienced and calmer striker, because having two strikers can significantly impact a match, especially during the over. So there's going to be a lot of Crute's attacking options. We're going to see some diverse playing styles, maybe some combination plays from both these fighters, and I think it's going to be a back and forth, so I'm playing it the over. Next up in the welterweight division, we have Della Maddalena. He's 14-2, a huge favorite. Some books at a minus 1,115. He's 26 years old, 5'11", with a 73-inch reach. And he's taking on Josiah Muscle Hamster Harrell. He's 7-0, a huge underdog. Some books placing him at a plus 650. 24 years old, 5'7", 67-inch reach. FE.
Gamblers like to throw like $5 here and there, $10 there. Go ahead and just bet like every underdog on this card because these money lines are absolutely unreal. But this one is justified, bro. Della Maddalena gets his fight canceled by him versus Sean Brady. Real big bummer because that was going to be a very good fight. Two high-level guys in the division, two prospects going at it, and I was very excited for that. It does suck that Sean Brady had to pull out. So now we have this dude coming in on short notice, and I've only seen this guy fight one time. I've only seen him land a powerful right hand, and I'll be honest, I'm pretty surprised that he's fighting this fight because no one on the UFC roster, I guess could have gotten signed for Della Maddalena on 1 week's notice. Man, I think he's going to crush this guy. I think he's going to get knocked out. This guy is, Martin, undersized. He looks like a lightweight. I'm very short for the division, so I think that Della Maddalena is going to have no problem laying on this guy at range. Defend the takedowns, keep it standing, get an easy knockout. I cannot bet this fight, but he should look good, get another highlight knockout.
Up in the welterweight division, we have Robbie Rufus Lawler. He's 29-16. You can catch his odds at a plus 210 in some books. He's 41 years old, 5'11", with a 74-inch reach. And he's taking on Nickal, the hybrid Price. He's 15-6. Some books at a minus 260. 33 years old, 6 foot with a 76-inch reach. FE.
Hey man, listen, nothing would make me happier to see Robbie Lawler win his retirement fight here. I just don't think that's going to happen, but I can't bet money on minus 250 on Nickal Price. You're crazy, dude. This dude rocks a double knee sleeves like Kevin Lee did last week. This guy's had a ton of surgeries, and both these guys are actually old. I know Lawler is in his 40s. He's getting up there in age. He's super old, but so is Nickal Price, man. Nickal Price isn't a young spring chicken either. And, dude, Lawler is clearly the better MMA fighter. Y'all know he's a legend, going to be a Hall of Famer, but, man, Father Time always wins, and at minus 250, I just can't bet on Nickal Price at that line. I can't parlay him, but man, like I said, I wish that Robbie Lawler can land at range, put on some damage on Nickal Price, and probably get him out of there. But I just don't think that's gonna happen, man. Especially when someone brings up how they're gonna retire after the fight. I'd be surprised to see the numbers on how much times they actually win, and I'd be willing to say it's pretty low. So, man, it sucks because I feel like this is gonna be kind of sad. What do you think about this one, bro?
I'll tell you what. I think Robbie's dedication and his commitment to being in the best shape possible for his last fight is reasons why I think he'll win this and why this is a pretty good underdog.
Nice.
I don't think he's coming in here just to put a foot in and put a foot out.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's going to have him being in good shape. His physical readiness will be better than before. I think his mental focus is going to be better than before, especially with it being International Fight Week and his retirement fight. I think him fighting an increased opponent and skill level is going to amp him up and push the fight in a better place. I think he has a psychological advantage over Nico Price because he has nothing to lose. He's gonna full send it, as they say.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Robbie. We're talking about Robbie Lawler. His endurance, his resilience. You know what I mean? His professionalism. So I got Robbie all day.
Yeah, man. Actually, I'm switching my pick. I'm going Robbie Ruthless Lawler here. Let's go, man. I'm hoping he wins. It's gonna be a tough fight, but let's go, bro.
Up the main card, taking place in the middleweight division, we have Bo Nickal. He's undefeated, 4-0, a huge favorite, the biggest I've ever seen, a minus 2,500. He's 27 years old. He's 6'1", 76-inch reach, and he's taking on the last-minute replacement, Val the Animal Woodburn. He's an undefeated fighter as well, 7-0. Some books place him at a plus 1,200. 29 years old, 5'8", FE.
Bro, what an intro, dude. What an intro for a fight that probably doesn't deserve it, because Bo Nickal is going to absolutely thrash this dude around. Probably finish this fight in the first round. So, like you guys heard Martin say right there, a late notice replacement for Bo Nickal. He was going to fight Tresean Gore. Tresean Gore does a smart thing and pulls out during fight week. So now they get this guy to fight Bo Nickal on short notice. Biggest favorite in UFC history. And like I said earlier in the video, man, if you're a guy that likes to throw $5 on long shots, $10 on long shots, put like some beer money on this guy, do it, because it's MMA, dude. Bo Nickal might go in there and roll his ankle the first step he takes. You never know. But I do think that he's going to be able to get this guy down, put him out. This guy is 5'8", super small for the division. Martin, you're a wrestler, so I mean, a guy with low hips like that, low center of gravity, isn't that like harder to take him down, or what do you think?
The thing about, big fighters or a big person that doesn't know what they wrestle is they tend to, give their hips in more. So I think Bo's status as being the best, in quotations, wrestler in the UFC gives him this huge advantage in that, and it's going to increase his chances of winning. And his superior grappling skills, man, they're just so fun to watch. I feel like he knows what he's doing, and like he's not only going to just finish the opponent, he wants to give a show. So he has all these tactical advantages, the high IQ, the wrestling, the striking, his physical dominance, his mental toughness, his versatile and adapting, his training and preparation. You know what I mean? While being the best wrestler in the UFC does not guarantee victory in every fight. We all know this. It takes that one punch, and they're giving him this big guy who they call, in quotations, the animal, right? But like I said, everything like his superior grappling skills, his physical dominance, his mental toughness, all that is the reason why he'll be the winner in the octagon.
Yeah, man, tough fight to bet. That money line is absolutely insane. But he should get this guy down and do things that are just going to be terrible. So give me Bo Nickal, first round submission.
Any Action Sportscast. Next up in the lightweight division, we have Dan the Hangman Hooker. He's 22-12. Some books placing him at a plus 190. He's 33 years old, 6 foot with a 75.5-inch reach. And he's taking on Jalen the Tarantula Turner. He's 13-6. Some odd books putting him at a minus 240. 28 years old, 6'3 with a 75.5-inch reach. FE.
Yeah, man, I can't wait for this fight. One of my most exciting fights on the card, in my opinion. And I'm going with Jalen Turner, dude. I know that money line is a little bit surprising for some people. I think they're going to see Dan Hooker's name. They're going to see the plus money. They're going to be like, what the hell? Who's Jalen Turner? Who's he beat? This and that. But, dude, both these guys are enormous for the 155-pound division. I've actually met Jalen Turner. And I'm 6'2", and he was taller and longer than me. I'm like, how does this guy make weight? That's insane, dude. So when you do, have that kind of frame, you're really skinny and frail. So I think that Dan Hooker is going to have to really utilize those leg kicks early. And maybe his wrestling, dude. I know the only really fight he's done that successfully is probably the Nasrat Haqparast fight. But Nasrat's not even in the UFC anymore. He beat Claudio Puelles, and dude, Claudio was a boot scooter in that fight, and he's getting finished by everyone else at a high level. So it's just, a question of whether or not does Jalen Turner belong in the top 5, top 10 of the division. And I think he's, coming along, man. This fight was supposed to be booked before Dan Hooker pulled out via injury, and then in came Gamrot and just out-wrestled Jalen Turner to a win here. But give me Jalen Turner, man. I think that he's going to knock out Dan Hooker. I have my questions for Dan Hooker's durability. I think that he will find that club and sub in that second or third round. What do you think?
Dude, Dan Hooker all day. I'm like, Jalen who? Jalen who? I mean, do we forget who we're talking about? We're talking about Dan the Formidable Force Hooker. I mean, his strength his delivery, his powerful strikes. I mean, he executes it. He's calm. And you know what? I think he's used to big crowds. I think he's used to big moments. I think he's used to things being on the line. I don't think Jalen has that. I think the crowd's just going to overcome him. I think it's going to psych him out. Who has a better camp here also? So his Dan's dedication to his craft too. I mean, his recent interviews, it's kind of hard to say, but he's dark and like he just likes to fight. He just fights. He doesn't really care what's happening. He's just there to win. And I think his superior strength and unwavering dedication and experience with big crowds make him a strong contender in his upcoming fight. And these will give him the tools to overcome Jalen and emerge victorious in the ring.
I don't know, man. As far as who has the best camp, they both come from very good wins, man. Jalen Turner's out of Extreme Couture, and then Den Hooker's out of City Kickboxing there, and he has a very good wrestling coach with the Hickman brothers. A theme that I think might be a foreshadowing for later with Alexandre Volkanovski, but this is going to be a banger of a fight. I actually have Jalen Turner parlayed with someone we're going to talk about here soon.
Next up in the middleweight division, we have Robert the Reaper Whittaker. He's 24-6, a huge favorite. Some books placing him at a -385. He's 32 years old, 6 foot with a 73.5-inch reach, and he's taking on Dricus Still Knocks Du Plessis. He's 9-2. Some books giving him a +300. A real South African. I mean, he's 29 years old. He's 6'1". Fe.
Yeah, man. So, guys, we haven't talked about the fights, me and Martin, before we started recording with each other. We want to, kind of share our picks, like, as a surprise. And if Martin picks Dricus Du Plessis in this fight, I will walk out of this chair and I will never do this show again. Robert is going to style all over this clown, dude. I can't believe this fight. This reminds me of the Strawn Strickland versus Magomed fight last week, where a little bit, probably not as bad because I do respect Dricus a little bit more than Magomed, but man, there's levels to this game, and Robert Whittaker is better in every single facet. He has better cardio, better combinations, better striking, quicker striking, better wrestling, better jiu-jitsu. Dricus is just this big, giant, strong, athletic, powerful guy where he's gassing in every single one of his fights. I really feel like anyone that's picking Dricus or betting him, one, is just on the value, because that line is kind of crazy now at this point. But, dude, they haven't seen him fight. This guy it looks dead in every single fight. He's face-planning trying to take down Darren Till. He's face-planning trying to take around Derek Brunson. If he gasses out against Robert Whittaker, he's going to get it put on him bad, dude. I think that Robert Whittaker late finish is live in this fight, but more so, I am leaning Robert Whittaker via decision. Dude, he's fought in way higher level guys. No man not named Izzy Adesanya hasn't beaten this guy in 9 years, and it's definitely not going to be Dricus Du Plessis, man. I am hyped for this fight, as you could tell. What do you think?
Okay, before I give my pick, right, just know I do have a gun pointed straight at your eyes. Right. Okay, that if in case you walk out. All right. Okay.
Oh no, guys.
But I got Du Plessis on this one, dude. I'm taking him. No. Dude, not only that, you're going to hate me more. This is one of my strong underdog picks. The dog is coming out. Dude. The dog is coming out. I like him. I like where he's at right now. I mean, he's really from South. No, okay, so look, man, I like Robert. I'm not doubting Robert Whittaker, but I just feel like this is Du Plessis' last shot, and I don't think he's just another figure in the UFC. I really like his mental focus right now, and I think he'll just be the better striker in this one. I think it'll be a back and forth match for sure, but I'm gonna have to take Du Plessis decision.
Oh my god, I can't believe it, guys. This is actually getting close to being my first lock of the night, 5-unit max bet of the year. But we did end up parlaying Robert Whittaker. I parlayed him around -365, I believe, with Jalen Turner, the previous fight, and he was around -240. So our parlay is a two-legger at -124. I put 1.75 units on Robert Whittaker and Jalen Turner to win. Man, I can't believe Martin just picked that. That's crazy. Give me Robert Whittaker to win via second round knockout.
Next up in the co-main event, a flyweight championship bout, we have Brendan the Assassin Baby Moreno. He's 21-6 and 2. Some books place him at a -205. He's 29 years old, 5'7" with a 70-inch reach, and he's taking on Alexandre the Cannibal Pantoja. He's 25-5. The slight underdog. Some books at a +170. 33 years old, 5'5" with a 68-inch reach. Fe.
I know I'm wearing this sombrero in support of my Mexican fighters on this card, but I am picking and betting on Pantoja. I'm putting 1 unit shot on Pantoja at +170. Man, I think that's insane, dude. I think this is gonna be a very close fight. It's actually a rematch, dude. This is gonna be the third time that these guys have fought, with Pantoja winning the first two. He's already submitted Brandon Moreno before. He's already won a decision where he dominated the fight, but that was years ago. It's kind of hard to foreshadow how this fight's gonna go based on those performances, because both fighters are very different fighters now. I mean, Brandon Moreno's striking is way better than it was back then now, and then Pantoja's grappling is way better than it was back then as well, man. And I think that's what's going to win him this fight. I think that Pantoja is going to be able to get this fight down early and bank those first 3 rounds. It's just that I am worried about that 5-round cardio. Brandon Moreno, we've seen this guy in title fights over and over again. He's been there, dude. But, dude, Kai France was marking him up, dude. He was bruised up bad after that fight. It was a great shot that knocked out Kai France to the body. That's one thing that I do like from Moreno in this fight. He loves those body kicks. He's a very slick, quick striker. But, dude, give me Pantoja. I think that value is there in this title fight. Who you
got? I got Brandon Moreno. And I'll tell you why, for these couple reasons. I think he is the, as they say, more chingon fighter in this one. I think he has the more, as they say, pero in him. I think he has the more, as they say, rasa in him. I mean, he's the dog. I mean, he's a swinging banger. The odds are where they should be. To play it safe, I love the over on this. I love, laying a couple units too on Brandon Moreno. Almost, I wouldn't say the mortgage, I wouldn't say the house, but you could pretty much lay your car on it. Lay your car on it. Take your registration, go to a title place and say, "Hi, I want it all on Brandon Moreno." That's how pretty much confident I am on this one. He's more experienced too. He's so happy, man, and you could tell when a fighter's going down at a decrease, but he's just always going up. He hasn't gone down since. So I like Brandon Moreno.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a great fight, and a fight that I'm looking at that over 3.5 rounds, 4.5 rounds, because in 59 combined professional fights between these two, bro, they've never been finished. Neither guy has been finished ever, never been submitted, never been knocked out. I mean, I know Brandon Moreno got submitted on The Ultimate Fighter, but that doesn't really count toward your record, but these guys are very, very durable. Like you said, they have that dog in them. Give me Pantoja. We're going head-to-head on the main event in what should be a great fight.
In the main event of featherweight championship bout, we have Alexandre the Great Volkanovski. He's 25-2, a heavy favorite. Some books place him at a minus 435. He's 34 years old, 5'6", with a 70.5-inch reach. And he's taking on Yair El Pantero Rodriguez. He's 15-3. Some books giving him at a plus 325. 30 years old, 5'11", 71-inch reach. FE.
I really, really want to bet and pick on Yair Rodriguez to win this fight. It's just crazy to see a money line that wide in a UFC title fight between two such high-level guys, man. Yair Rodriguez looked great in that Josh Emmett fight. We all know, very diverse kicks, very good striker, and his speed's unreal, man. He's very tall and long. But, I mean, guys, Alexandre Volkanovski, I can't go against him. 34 years old, is getting up there in age. Did take quite a bit of damage in that Islam Makhachev fight. He's getting his head snapped back quite a few times in that fight, but he's just going to be able to out-wrestle Yair Rodriguez in this fight. I think that Alexandre Volkanovski is going to show up with the singlet on his head and really utilize that grappling advantage he has over Yair, dude. Max Holloway took down Yair 3 times. Jamie Stevens took him down 3 times. Brian Ortega took him down once, and Josh Emmett took him down once. I do think that Yair throws so much technique, so much spinning stuff, so much things of variety that he's going to be leaving himself open to get taken down. So I think that those entries are going to be there for Volkanovski, and from there, I think that he actually might find a ground and pound finish. I do worry for Yair's 5-round cardio. If this does go 5 rounds, how will he look in the 4th and 5th round? But I wouldn't be surprised to see him crack and land damage on Volkanovski early. I am interested to see how Volkanovski manages the range at first. Especially those kicks from Yair, man. Those are very deadly kicks to the body, to the head. He can mix it up. It's going to be a great fight, but I am going to side with Volkanovski. That money line is wide, but he wouldn't be a bad parlay piece, man. Just anchor him on all your parlays, and if it gets to him and that's the last leg, you can hedge on plus money Yair Rodriguez, and what I think is going to be a pretty close fight. But I do think that Volkanovski is going to be able to ground and pound finish him and get him via knockout on the mat. I'm going to go round 3. What you got?
I like Alexandre, of course. Just the money line seems about right. I do like the over. I think he's just tough, man. They don't call someone the great for no reason. But you can't doubt Yair. He's next up for a reason too. I don't think he's just going in just to collect a check. But I like the over. Money line's too much for me to pick, but I mean Alexandre all day.
It's gonna be a great fight, dude. Volkanovski, in my opinion, is on his way to being the best featherweight of all time and one of the best fighters in general of all time. And I think that his reign continues on Saturday, and he's gonna win via ground and pound finish in that 3rd round.